Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. Um, on Thursday, I take the kids to gymnastics. And, Olivia and Max have a hard time because they're so close in age. They're only 11 and a half months apart. So while other people don't necessarily compare them a lot, they compare each other a lot. Like everything that they do.
Mommy,
Yes, my love.
He just put the food in.
Yeah, you could just put his food in. Thank you for doing that, lover. She fed Ace, big girl. Anyway, so Max is a natural gymnast. He just, once he figured out how to flip his body, first of all, a lot of it has to do with fear. Olivia has a lot more fear. Max is fearless. Once he learned how to flip his body, he started doing back layouts, tucks, handsprings. His his technique is not great, but he's learning. Anyway, so on Thursday, he wants to come in the room. Come here, Ace. Ace, come. Or not. Talking to myself, which is very usual around here, talking to myself. So anyway, on Thursday, Max did a bunch of cool tricks before we left gymnastics. And I knew that it is hard for Olivia. She hates that he excels at certain things and she doesn't. And it's not enough to say to her, well, Olivia, you're better at these things. And that her personality doesn't. You can come in, buddy. Come on. You got to push the door, bud. There you go. There you go. Her personality doesn't, it's not, she can't hear that. She can't hear like, oh, well, okay, so he can do those things, but I can do these things. Anyway, you guys are like, Jamie, get to the point. I'm really trying. So we get home from gymnastics, do homework, make dinner, blah, blah, blah. And Max is talking about doing his round off back whatever. And Olivia says something like, well, yeah, I mean, but you're still reading on whatever books, like brown dot books. And when I was in first grade, I was reading chapter books with this colored dot, whatever it was. And Max was like, so Miss Canova said, I'm reading great and whatever. And I wanted to, I'm trying to allow them to learn from their feelings. How does it feel to make someone feel bad? It's when they're not getting it, when they're just, that I step in. So Olivia goes and says something else, more hurtful. And so I turn around and I go, Max, Olivia, look at me. And I go, Max, what your sister's doing now is she feels bad because you are doing better at gymnastics than she is. And she is now saying hurtful things to make you feel bad about yourself so that she can feel better about herself. And he kind of looked at me, and Olivia looked at me, and the tears filled her eyes, and she went, and I said, I know what you're doing. I've done it too. It doesn't feel very good, does it? And the tears came down. She said, it's just so embarrassing that I'm older and he can do so much more. And I said, okay, but here is the lesson. You believed that saying something to hurt Max would make you feel better. Did it truly make you feel better? She said, no. I said, okay, that is the lesson, Olivia. That is the lesson. We have to remember that. So often when we feel hurt or slighted, myself included, it is so easy to use our words to cut the next person down even if it's the person that we are hurt by, because we believe it will make us feel better. But the truth is it doesn't. Even if it does temporarily, it doesn't, because it doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't heal the hurt. It doesn't mend the heart. It doesn't repair the relationship. It doesn't undo the injustice, whatever it is. So saying bad things about someone else is a temporary, cheap Band-Aid. And I had to call her out. I couldn't let it go because Olivia is me. She's a lot like her dad. She's much more of an observer. She's an Aquarius. You know, she doesn't need a lot emotionally or physically, but she's very much like me in the way she handles pain, in the way she processes disappointment, in her need for perfection. And if I don't call her out and help teach her now, I'm going to be dealing with a 16-year-old girl who says things about people to make herself feel better, and I don't want her to be that person. It is excruciating when your children inherit the worst parts of you, because you know the struggle. You know how heavy that cross is to carry through life. Why would I want her to carry that? Always competing with the person next to her, always feeling slighted. So it would be different if she felt slighted and she channeled that to work harder. But she doesn't. She takes that disappointment and she tries to hurt him. That's the difference. Like if she took that disappointment and was out in the backyard just like practicing her gymnastics, I'd be like, good on you, kid. But no, you can't take disappointment and then hit your brother below the belt. I can't. Nope. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this, because we do it as adults and we know we do it, but how do we deal with it when our kids are doing it? Because we know we don't want them to be that way, yet in a lot of ways we're that way. So it's sort of like a weird, anyway, got to get ready for basketball. I love you so much today. Have a great day.